Okay, so welcome to Protea. So this is a hexagon. After blocking, it measures approximately 12 inches, kind of from corner to corner. So it's quite a big hexie. Okay, and the theme, well, let me tell you a little bit about the project. So I'm going to be designing 3 cushion covers, and the 3 cushion covers will each represent a flower. And of course, because I love my florals, but they are going to be under the sort of collective name of Fynbos. Okay, so Fynbos is translated from the Dutch and also Afrikaans. It means beautiful or fine bush. And this was a name that was given kind of to all the diverse flora of the Western Cape, like up on the mountains and kind of on the mountain slopes and down at sea level as well. Okay, so some of the more famous Fynbos would be, for example, the medicinal ones, which people may know about, like buchu, or rooibos, red bush. A lot of people drink that, rooibos tea. And then, of course, the Protea. So the Protea is, the most well-known of the Fynbos, but of course there are thousands of different species. Many of them have culinary value and also medicinal value. So I've chosen three flowers, but we'll just talk about the one that I'm doing now. So I wanted to do something that was had a sort of a folk arty type of look about it. It's one of the reasons I've used the colours that I have, and the sort of the charcoal as well. So I'm not going to do another square with these colours because in fact I'm working through my stash of stone washed. This Shepius stone washed, which is this. It's really lovely yarn. It's 80% cotton, 20% acrylic. So it makes it, it's got a little bit of stretch, which I like. And it's really beautiful to work with. The recommended hook size is 3 to 3.5, but I'm using a 4 because I quite like the more sort of open work. But of course you can use the recommended hook size, but then it's going to be smaller. Okay, so this project is in 2 parts. So first of all, we make the hexagon. So the hexagon stands alone, and that's what we're going to be doing now. It's kind of the first part, and you don't need to carry on. We're going to continue to a cushion-sized cover, which is approximately 45 to 50 centimeters. But you don't need to go that far. So basically, you're getting 2 sizes for the price of 1. Something like that. Okay, so because I'm going to be designing 3 different designs, you can just stick with the hexagons, and then you can join the 3 different designs together and just do repeats, and you can have a blanket. Okay, so I'm just trying to think if there was something else. I'm using a 4mm hook. This is a Knit Pro. It's very nice, very comfortable. I never did find my 4mm hook, my old trusty, so I did go and buy another one. So, which is very weird because I actually got this as a birthday present, and then the very next day my 4mm disappeared. I had 2, and one of them I actually gave away, and I had the one that I always use, and it kind of just disappeared. So I've been using this, and now I've got quite used to it. Okay, so we are going to be doing the hexagon. So that'll be the first part of this project, and I've called this cushion cover, or this hexagon, Protea. So just Protea, because it just covers, it's almost Protea as in all Protea, but the Protea I love the most actually is the king Protea, of course, which is just absolutely exquisite. I mean, it's ginormous. I mean, if you've ever seen a king Protea actually fully open, it's incredible. But when you come across them in the wild, they're sort of on these long stems, you know, these long leafy stems, and then you just have this kind of at the tip, you know, and you see it all over the mountains when you go for walks and that. They're just absolutely beautiful. So this is my kind of tribute to the king Protea. Okay, so without further ado, I'm not sure if there's anything else I left off, but if there is, I'll kind of add it as we go along. So that's the introduction, and I shall see you at round number 1. Okay, so we are on to round number 1, and now with the colours, I'm basically using my stash of skepias. So I've got quite a lot of the stone washed, and when I was doing other kind of smaller projects, I took the tags off, or the sleeve, or whatever you call these that they put around the yarn balls. I took those off. And so of course now I'm going to have to actually look at the color chart and match up the correct colors with their names and their numbers. So for the sake of the video, I'm just going to say pale yellow or red or blue or whatever, but obviously in the written pattern, in the text version of the pattern, I will have the correct colors listed and also their numbers. So if you want to actually use the skepias, or shepias I should say, stone wash. So this is the stone washed. This is an ordinary DK, 80% cotton, 20% acrylic, although they are slightly different. Some of them are 78% cotton and 22% acrylic. I absolutely love this yarn because it has the cotton feel, but it's also got that little bit of give that you get from acrylic, so I find it easy to work with. And as I said, I'm using a 4mm hook, although the recommended hook size is 3 to 3.5 millimeter hook. So as I said before, that will affect the size of your hexagon and your cushion if you're going to go on to the second part. Okay, so without further ado, I'm working from the center because it's recommended. And we're going to start with a magic ring. So if you know how to make a magic ring, then please go ahead, but if you rather want to do a chain 4 and slip stitch into your beginning chain and then work into that little ring, that's fine as well. So now we're going to chain 2, which is equal to 1 half double crochet, and then we're going to chain 1. We're going to yarn over. So we're going to do this 6 times. So we're going to have 6 chain 1s and we're going to have 6 half double crochets. So we've got 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then your 6th chain 1. You're going to pull your loop close, and I'm just going to, you can work into the top of your chain 2 there, but because we're going to be working into those chains, I'm just going to work right into that space to close off like that. Okay, you're just going to fasten off, and I'm going to do another slip stitch like that. So it's a more traditional way of finishing off, although some people do use an invisible join. Right, so you're going to have that. So my advice also is to work in your ends. You don't have to work them in immediately, but I'd say every sort of 3 rounds, because there are a lot of ends, because there are a lot of color changes. So yeah, don't leave it till the end. But if you don't mind sewing in ends, I don't mind sewing in ends. I actually look forward to it. I know I'm weird. I know you don't want to speak to me. I'm weird. But I do like sewing. I like hand sewing, and I like embroidery, so I don't mind sewing in the ends. Okay, so now, we've begun with pale yellow, and that is the end of our round number 1, and I shall see you at round number 2. Okay, so round number 2, I am working with this beautiful baby pink, lovely pale pink. So all the colours I'm going to be using for the second hexagon are going to be more pastel-y type colours. And the reason mostly is because, as I said, I've run out of that charcoal. So I'm just working through my stash, so I don't want to go and order more. So now, begin in any chain 1 space. Just make sure it is a chain 1. Okay. And we're going to work a single crochet, so standing single crochet, and then we're going to work a yarn over times 4, puff, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, chain 1 to close, chain 2, yarn over, and we're going to repeat 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so you're just going to do that all the way around, chain 1 to close, chain 2. So you're going to do 1, yarn over times 4, puff. When I say chain 1, I mean chain 1 to close, and then you're going to do a chain 2 afterwards. So I'll do it one more time with you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? Right, so yarn over times 4, chain 1 to close, chain 2, and I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number 2. Okay, and to close, we're just going to slip stitch into the top, into that little hole in the top, like so. Right, snip off. I always like to do that extra little slip stitch, just so that nothing comes apart. You know, it's quite a famous quote, eh? Things fall apart, the center doesn't hold. So now what I'm going to do is so we should have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we should have 6 chain 2s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, excuse me sniffing. I'm always fine when the weather's like this. I get very kind of snotty. I don't know why that is. It's so strange. Okay, so I'm going to go and sew in my ends, and I shall see you at the beginning of round number 3. I meant to tell you that this part, which is part 1 of our Fynbos Protea, has 21 rounds, so that's something to look forward to. It's not going to go on and on and on and on forever like the Crew Vintage. I mean, eventually, I love doing the Crew Vintage, but 3.5 months later, I'm very glad it's over. And of course now, I did want to gift it to someone I had in mind, but my little cat Augusta, she doesn't want to give it up. She literally does not want to give it up. If I move the blanket, she follows me around. Yesterday, I was trying to take some photographs of the Crew Vintage. It was raining. I was taking the blanket outside to try and find somewhere where I could photograph it, and she literally followed me everywhere. Oh, shame. Okay, so now we are on to round number 3, so enough of the idle chit-chat. And what we're going to do is we're going to work into a chain 2 space, like so. We're just going to attach our new yarn, like that. Then we're going to yarn over. We're going to work a half double crochet, a double crochet. I'm working over my tail. Then we're going to work a treble, but we're going to work 2 trebles together over our puff. So when I say over, I don't mean including the puff, I just mean literally over it, like that. Okay? We're going to yarn over. We're going to work a double crochet. We're going to work half double crochet. And we are going to work a slip stitch like that. Okay. And then we're going to kind of move this. So we're going to move this up because we're going to squeeze in exactly kind of half of what we've just done. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to work half double crochet, double crochet, and then our 2 trebles together. 1, 2. Going to skip over our puff like that. You notice I'm not really closing those 2 trebles together. Double crochet, half double crochet, slip stitch. I'm going to scoot that over. Going to work half double crochet, double crochet, so you get the idea of what we're doing, right? Like that. Right. 1, 2. Yarn over. Double crochet. Half double crochet. Slip stitch. And continue. So you're going to continue like that. And you know, when you're squeezing in all your stitches like that, that's where you get, you know, because obviously this is going to be full of texture again, because that's kind of my bag. Alright, so you're just going to carry on like that. So basically each chain 2 will have a slip stitch. It'll have 2 half double crochets. It'll have 2 half double a slip stitch, 2 half double crochets, 2 double crochets, and 2 trebles. And then again on the other side, slip stitch, and then again like that. But obviously you're working your trebles together, like so. Okay, so you just carry on like that, and then when you get to the end, I'll meet you here at the end and I'll show you how to finish off. And so now I've done my last half double crochet, and now because we started with a slip stitch effectively, you're just going to pull that out like that and thread your darning needle or your big eyed, and then you're just going to pop it into the top of that stitch that you attached your yarn with. Okay, and then you can basically just work your ends in like almost immediately, like that. Okay. Right. So you just go off and work your ends in, and I shall see you. So it's going to look like that. Okay. Right. Quite cute, eh? Cute little flower. So I'm going to see you at the end of this. Well, this is the end of this round, so I'm going to see you at the beginning of round number 4. Okay, so we are on to round number 4, and round number 4, I can't tell you what this color is. It's called Canada Jade, and it's the number is 806. So this is one of the few that I have that still has its little sleeve on. So we're going to start from the center. I'm just going to pull out there. It doesn't always work, let me tell you. I sometimes work from the center and then, or from the middle, or whatever you want to call that. And then it's not, it all comes out like in a great big ball of knotted yarn. Okay, so now we're going to start again with our little slip stitch. So this is a little bit awkward, but we're going to do it nevertheless. So now you're going to be working from the back to the front. So in the written pattern I say work from the back to the front, and you're going to be working a double crochet, a front post stitch. You're going to be working a double crochet, a chain. So you're going to start off with a chain 3 front post. So you need to check to make sure that you actually have got the right spot and that you're working over the top of your puff like that. Okay, so your little hook, you just need to make sure that you've hooked up the whole lot. So that's how you can work a front post stitch, but from the back to the front and then the back. Not quite sure how to explain that, because I kind of make things up as I go along. Okay, so we're going to work 1, 2, 3. Alright, and then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're working a chain 3 and then a chain 4, but the chain 3 is our double crochet front post. And then we're going to do that all over again. Oh yes. So we're going to go in underneath that space there. So if you've never done this before, look, if you've worked my patterns before, you'll be an old hat at all these weird things that I do. But if you've never worked my patterns before, this could be the point where you just give up and decide to try another day. Okay, so you're working double crochet front post. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're working double crochet, excuse me, you're working double crochet front posts over your puff, but from the back, you're working from the back to the front, and then you're kind of working at the back again. So, yeah, it's a bit difficult to explain this in the written text. That's why I make the videos. But a lot of you ladies are not interested in watching the videos and have told me so many times. But other ladies have said, we cannot do without your videos. And I also like to watch video tutorials because I'm a very visual learner. So most patterns just don't make any sense to me, no matter how well written they are. It's like my brain just cannot get around them. And so the videos are made for people like me, of which we are many. Okay, so right, so don't panic, just kind of go slowly like that. You're just going to work your way all the way around, and what that does is kind of gives that little pop. And because we're working a double crochet, you know, it gives it like space to peek through, like, oh, we haven't worked that one yet. Anyway, so it's going to look like that. So you're going to have 6 double crochet front posts, and you're going to have 6 chain 4s at the back. Alright, and then I shall see you at the end of this round, and we'll work the last bit together, which is basically now. We're sort of there, so I may as well just carry on. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 4, yarn over, stick your hook through, use your hook and gather up your puff to the back like that. Work your double crochet front post, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to close you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your chain 3 of your beginning. So I'm just going to do that. Oops. Something like that. I'm not exactly sure if I counted up 3 chains, but count 3 chains up, and then you're going to work into the top of your chain 3, which is basically the top of your first double crochet front post. Fasten off nice and securely. and then go work in your ends, or not. If you want to be an yarn end rebel, I'm down with that, but don't leave it too late. Okay, so that is part number 4, and I shall see you at round number 4, and I'll see you at round number 5. Okay, so for round number 5, the color that we're using here, now you can see this is also a stone wash, but it's 78% cotton, 22% acrylic, so it does sort of change a little bit. And this color is deep amethyst. Alright, so one of the ones, so I'm making notes as I go along. So I suppose we can just leave this sleeve on actually, although, there we go. We're going to, there we go, going to work our easy start. So now, what we're going to do is, we're going to do kind of pretty much what we did in, okay, see what I mean? So sometimes you pull this out and it's not an easy start. Okay, alright, that's not too bad. Okay, I forgive you, sheer pierce. There we go. Okay, what a gorgeous color. Ooh. So now, round number 5, we are going to slip stitch into our chain 4, like so. Right? And we're going to work kind of pretty much what we did before in the round previous to the last round. So in our round number 3. So just pull out a whole pile of this. Alright, so now we're in our chain 4 from our previous round. We've done our slip stitch. We're going to do a half double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets. So instead of doing 1 double crochet, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Then we're going to work our 2 trebles kind of over our double crochet front post like that. Okay, we're going to work them together. Then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to work a lazy picker. I call that lazy picker. We're going to work 2 double crochets, 1 half double crochet, and a slip stitch, half double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, again our treble, 2 trebles together, so we're skipping over that double crochet, right, double crochet front post that we did. It looks like a back post, but it's a front post. We're working them together, chain 3, I work my lazy picker. I just work it into the top like that. Okay, yarn over, 2 double crochets, 1 half double crochet, and a slip stitch, half double crochet, 2 double crochets. I think you get the drift, right? 2 double crochets. Okay, 1 treble, don't close it off, skip over your double crochet front post, another treble, 1, 2, 3, lazy picker, I just put it right in there, 1, 2 double crochets, 1 half double crochet, 1 slip stitch. Alright, so remember you're working kind of 2 halves into 1 chain 4. Alright, so you know, then you're going to do your half double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 treble. So before you get over there, then you're going to skip over. Okay, so I mean, do I need to explain it more? So it's going to look like that. And your chain 4 is more than enough space. So it's going to look like so. Alright? So you just carry on. So I'll just do it like that. You can have a so okay, so there's your midpoint of your new petal is this double crochet front post here. Alright, so you just carry on like that, and then you should have six sets like that, 6 picots, and I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number 5. Okay, so the same as what we did when we were doing that round. You're just going to snip off and pull your yarn through like that. Right, then you're going to work, just thread your needle like that, and then just kind of work into the base of your. So what I like to do is actually get a little bit of the chain as well. Okay, and then of course you're just going to turn it. This flower, yummy. Just loving the colours. Colours are pretty kind of randomly chosen. Right, and then you're just going to work. Well, I'm not going to do all of it, but you know what I mean. So you just carry on like that, working in your ends, and I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number 5. Which of course it is the end already. I'm so used to saying see you at the end. What I meant to say is see you at the beginning of round number 6. Okay, so the next colour we're using for round number 6 is no idea. So it's this lovely, it's like a kind of a rose, like a faded rose, pink, so slightly purpley pink sort of colour, more pinky. I rather love that. But of course, as I say in the written pattern, I will have all the exact details. So now for round number 6, we are going to do something completely different. So what we're going to do is we are going to work 2 double crochets over our slip stitch. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit awkward, but you're just going to work right over that space, like so. So you're going to start, so do it nice and tight. You can start with a chain, 3, you're going to yarn over and you're going to work again over that space, like that. Right, so we're working like right over that space. Okay, so that's not quite as neat as I was hoping. Right, so just make sure your 2 stitches are next to each other. Then what you're going to do is you are going to chain 3 and you're going to work a single crochet So now this is a little bit finicky. You're going to work a single crochet back post around our front post like that. Right, like so. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to yarn over and you're just going to work. So now you need to make sure that you place it like where your slip stitch would be, and you need to make these stitches nice and tight because you don't want them flopping around. 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet back post. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and this is where you can kind of like really get your tension going because you want to like make sure it stays in the middle there. So you're working 2 double crochets kind of over that slip stitch, like so. Right? 1, 2, 3. Single crochet, back post around your double crochet front post. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, and you're working, so you just got to, okay, you got to get your crochet skills on here, lovelies. Get your crochet skills on. Right? So don't worry too much. You can always just move it around. Okay. Chain 3. So we're working those chain 3s before our single crochet back posts. I mean, if you come in at the wrong place, you can always just move your stitch over. 1, 2. Right, like that. 1, 2, 3. And if it seems a bit what's the word? A rough way to do things. That's kind of 1, 2, 3. I think that's kind of what I'm known for. It's like, why is she doing things like that? Well, I don't have any idea. Just kind of, you know, it's the crochet fairies telling me to do it. Okay. Single crochet, back post, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to basically just work your closing slip stitch. You're just going to go into that space between your first 2 double crochets. You're going to fasten off nice and tight. So now, right? Going to look like that. Actually, the back looks quite nice. Okay, so that's going to be your back. So your back's going to look like that, and the front is going to look like so. Right? So you've just worked over like that. Okay, so that's going to be. Now, I'll tell you something here which you can do, which is a bit of an alternative. When I was working this lot, actually when I did those, so there's the 2 double crochets and the chain 3s, I worked from underneath here, okay, and grabbed the top of here and worked that single crochet. Well, then it wasn't a back post stitch, it was really just kind of a single crochet around that, but I worked it from the back to the front. But afterwards I kind of regretted it because I liked the fact that the little petals and when you working, instead of working a single crochet back post, when you work that and you pull that top through, the top of that stitch through like that and work into that stitch, you actually, your petals will go down flat, but you'll kind of lose the texture. So I preferred this time to keep the texture, but you can do it either way you like. It's not going to make much of a difference. It's really just personal preference. Okay, so now we have worked, so now it's going to look like that. There's a little flower, right? We tuck those in. Okay, so that is the end of your round number 6, and I shall see you at the beginning of round number 7. Okay, so right, nice and easy, just different, but easy. Okay, so we are onto our next round, and our next round is round number 7. So the color I'm using is pink quartzite. Pink quartzite, okay. And this is still stone washed, 80% cotton, 20% acrylic. So again, it's a little bit different, but I think I'll just keep the sleeve on as I did before. So what we're going to do now is we are going to work into our chain, not into our chain 2 space, we're going to work into our 2 double crochets. So you can begin anywhere and you're going to work 2 double crochets like so. Oh. Would you come here, please? Thank you. Alright. So, it's a lovely soft yarn, I must say. Very soft. So, let's try it. There we go. So now, we're going to start off with a chain 3. And then we're just going to work a double crochet. So basically, the chain 3 is equal to 1 double crochet. We're going to yarn over. I'm just going to work over that tail. And we're going to work 3 double crochets into our chain 3 space like that. Yarn over, and we do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Going to work 2 double crochets between our next 2 double crochets like that. Yarn over, and I'm still working in my tail. 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, work 2 double crochets between our next 2 double crochets. In fact, they are not so much double crochets as kind of a long, I can't remember what the name of that stitch is now, but you know which one I mean, spike stitch, that's right. 1, 2, 3, so kind of long double crochets. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, work 2 double crochets between our next 2 double crochets. Okay, so very, very easy. So you're just going to go round and round like that. And you're going to be working 2 double crochets between 2 double crochets, and you're going to be working 3 double crochets into each chain 3 space. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of this round, round number 7, and the beginning of round number 8. Okay, so now to close this round, I'm just going to slip stitch like right into that space between the 2 double crochets and fasten off like that. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So you're going to have 6 2 double crochets, and then you're going to have 36, I think it's 6, yeah, 6 sixes are 36, right? And then you're going to have 36 double crochets. So it's going to look like that, right? Like so. So now it is a little bit different to this one. When I did this section over here, which is this section, over here, because I really did want to bring it out a little bit more, I added an extra double crochet each side of the 2 trebles together. So whereas with this one I just did 1 double crochet over here. Okay, that's why they look slightly different. So that's the nice thing about, because yesterday I actually just sat down and I designed that in one hit. I just kind of did, but as I was going along I was kind of making notes of what I would like to change, and one of them was that I wanted to add, I wanted to do 2 double crochets each side rather than 1. Anyway, but you've done that, and also I didn't want to tie these little sort of corners, or whatever you want to call them, of the petals. I didn't want to tie them, pin them back, you know. I wanted them to stand out like that. Okay, so now we have finished round number 7, okay, and I shall see you at the beginning of round number 8. Okay, so we are on to round number 8, and the color we are using is, I have no idea. So, as I said, this is one of the colors where I had taken the band off, and no, it's not that one. It's not the new jade. Okay, but anyway, I shall have, it's this. So this is lovely green, darker green, and I will have the details, because I will go and hunt out all the information, because I do have the color charts with me and so on. So I'll have that in the written pattern, so if you want to know exactly, have a look in the written pattern or on the Ravelry pattern page for this pattern in the notes section. Okay, so now I've kind of gone on ahead, so now let's imagine that you are beginning. So you're going to start in the space between any 2 double crochets, okay, and you're going to work a chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. So basically you're working 3 double crochets together, chain 1, 3 double crochets together, chain 4, and then you're going to work a single crochet back post around your previous single crochet back post from round number 6, I think that was, yes, round number 6. Then you're going to chain 4 and repeat. So kind of that's where we are now. So we're going to chain 4. So I'll just do this with you. It's going to work 1, 2, 3. Oh, and the sun is out, but the temperature has just dropped dramatically. So obviously there is snow on the mountains again. So chain 1 to close your 3 trebles together. I mean your 3 double crochets together, not 3 trebles. And then you chain 1, and you're going to do another 3 double crochets together, chain 1 to close. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 4. Alright, and then you're just working kind of in that little joining space. You're working around the top of your single crochet front post, I mean back post. You're working a single crochet back post around a single crochet back post. Chain 4, yarn over, and work 3 double crochets together, chain 1 to close, chain 1, 3 double crochets together. If you're wondering what that noise is, I have my little blow fan heater under my work table. It is so cold, even though the sun is sort of peeping out, but it suddenly just got really cold, and that can only mean snow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So chain 4 after your closing chain 1, 1 single crochet back post around your previous single crochet back post, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 4, and then you're just going to slip stitch right into the top of your 3 double crochets together. Well, technically it's chain 3. 1 chain 3, because that is equal to 1 double crochet. Then fasten off nice and tight. So I'm just going to close my blinds here. So sorry about all the odd noises and so on, but you know, my life is pretty wild here in Africa. So crochet keeps us all sane Right, so it's going to look like that. And I have to tell you that the camera does not do these colors justice. They are just beautiful. They're so vibrant and so pretty. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So you're going to have 6 sets of 2 3 double crochets together. You're going to have 6 chain 1s, and you're going to have 12 chain 4s, and you're going to have 6 single crochet back posts. Okay, so that is the end of round number 8, and I shall see you at round number 9. Okay, so we're on to round number 9, and this is the part where I did the charcoal. I did that. So what you want to do is to do a contrasting color, so whatever color you are doing, you want to do something because you are going to want your proteas to pop out. So now I have decided to go, I have really not decided. I still can't really decide whether to go for a completely different color. So I really like that. But I only have about half of a 50-gram ball left over. As I say, I'm not exactly sure what color this is, but all the information will be in the pattern page. So I'm going to go with this color, and as I say, I'm not 100% sure if this is the right color to go for, so I might change. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to find our last 2 double crochets that we worked into our last 2 double crochets. So where we've worked our 6 double crochets, and we are going to work 6 double crochets into the top of our 6 double crochets. So we're going to start with a chain 3, and then we're just going to work into the very top of our next 6 stitches. So 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Okay, like that. Then you're going to chain 4, going to yarn over. So in the pattern I say chain 4 over your 2 times 3 double crochets together, okay? So I don't mean like over, so you don't work those stitches, you just skip them. And then you're going to continue on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so it's going to look like that. Okay, so I just want you to kind of see how the contrast is going to work with that. Oh well, I'm just going to carry on with it. So now, that's basically what you do. So you're going to work 1 double crochet into your previous 6 double crochets, like that. You're going to work right into the top there. Then you're going to chain 4, and it'll be like a little bridge over your 2 times 3 double crochets together, and then you're going to carry on like with your as you just did. Okay, so I'm going to see you, so very super duper easy round. I'm going to see you at the end of this round, and we can go on to the next round together. So this is round number 9, and I shall see you at the end of round number 9 and the beginning of round number 10. Okay, so we've done our last chain 4, and we're just going to slip stitch. So you can slip stitch either into the very top of your beginning chain or the top of the second stitch, like that. off and fasten off. Now the reason I'm snipping off and fastening off is because you may want to carry on with the different colors. So you may want to do stripes. Yes, you can do stripes, you know, so that might look fun, might be fun, like an ombre sort of effect if you like, or you could do, you know, something completely contrasting. So that's why I prefer to just fasten off each time and not carry on. So to close, yeah, well that's it. So that's basically our round number 9, and we can carry on to round number 10 from here. So now round number 10, we're basically going to, what we're going to be doing is kind of alternating repeats. Alternating repeats, is that the right expression? So we're going to be working again into our space between the 2 times 3 double crochets together. Right, so I'm going to see you there. And again, you don't have to. You can use a different color. I'm going to use the same color, but you could start off with a dark color and work up to a lighter color, or start off with a lighter color and work up to a darker color. So there's actually quite a lot of room for playing with color with this design. So I'm going to see you at the beginning of round number 10. Okay, so for round number 10, I'm going to continue with the same green that I used before. Obviously all the details will be in the written pattern and on the pattern page to tell you exactly what green it is, because at this point I have no idea. I just know it's a very lovely green. It's the sheer pierce stone washed, and it's the DK, so not the extra large, although I suppose you could use extra large, but then you'd have to use a hook size number 5. So now we are going to begin in that chain 1 space, but also the chain 4 space from our previous round. We're going to be working over those 2 chain spaces. Alright, so we're going to start with chain 3, then 2 double crochets together. So that's going to be equivalent to our first 3 double crochets together. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, like so. Right, chain 1. Then we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to chain 4, and we're going to work a single crochet back post around our 2 chain spaces. So basically at the top of our previous up, so over there. So we're kind of carrying on like that with our single crochet back post. So we're working single crochet back post, and we're going to chain 4, and again we're working over our, so if you feel that you want to add an extra chain into that chain 4 space, please go ahead. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just kind of going around both of those with a single crochet back post, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, working over both our chain spaces. 3, I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's absolutely pelting down. And we're doing exactly the same as we did before when we were doing our little leaves. We're working a chain 1 between our 3 double crochets together. Okay, chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't sewed in my, haven't worked in my ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. But as soon as I've done this round, then that's exactly what I'm going to do, because they're starting to get in the way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm saying 1, 2 because 1 is the closing chain and 2 is the chain in between. Okay, so that's basically what you're going to be doing. So it's going to look a bit funny at this point. You're just going to put it, should lie nice and flat like that. Okay, so I'm just going to pull in these little tails so it'll be easier for you to see what it's supposed to look like. Right, so it's going to look like that. Okay, so you'll have your double crochets in between. You've got your 2 sets of leaves going up like that. You've got your chains in between. And as I say, you can add another chain, but I did do a chain 5 over here, and even with the cotton, you know, because cotton is not quite as giving as acrylic, you know, with its stretch. So there is a little bit of stretch here still. So you just need to judge for yourself. But if it's lying nice and flat after you've given it a bit of a pull, like that, then it should be fine. And of course, after you've blocked it, you know, it should be absolutely fine. Okay, so that is round number 10. Round number 10? Yes, I think so. No? Yes? Yes, it is. Round number 10, and I shall see you at the end of round number 10 and the beginning of round number 11. Okay, so we are finished with our round number 10, and we're going to carry on with round number 11. So I'm continuing with my kind of deep magenta color. Magenta, yes, maybe that's the color. Looking for, as I say, I'm not exactly sure what the color is, and I will have all that information in the pattern page. Okay, so now what we're going to do is something pretty similar to what we did before. We are going to start at the top of our first double crochet from round number 9. Yes, going to chain 3, so that's 1 double crochet, and then we're going to do exactly as we did before. We're going to work 1 double crochet into our next 5 double crochets, so it's basically 6 double crochets, right? 6 double crochets. And as I say, you can use different colors, you can alternate colors, you can use stripes, you can use an ombre effect, you can, you know, you can really do your own thing here. Then you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, like that. Then we're going to go all the way over to the other side, so we're going to go over our next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over and continue. So that's pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll just pull that out so I can show you. So it's going to look like that. Okay. Okay, so you're just going to carry on like that, and when you get to your last or your first chain 3, you're just going to slip stitch into the top, so either into the top of the chains or top of the second stitch. Alright, okay, so I'm going to see you at the end of this round, which is round number 11.